The following is a Hennessy Hendo production. It includes excerpts and material from my vast collection of books and general knowledge. My collection spans many centuries and millennia. I upload as I have time, but the sheer volume is just so immense. It would do the people of the world good to listen to some actual classics or educate themselves on all manner of topics from fictional books to philosophy. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel.
The history of written history, or historiography, is the study of how history has been recorded, interpreted, and presented throughout time. This analysis can be divided into different eras and developments that have shaped how humans understand and document their past. 1. Origins of written history. The recording of history began with the invention of writing. Initially, early humans relied on oral traditions to pass down stories and knowledge, but as societies became more complex, the need for written records emerged. Sumerians and Cuneiform, circa 3200 BCE. The earliest known form of writing was cuneiform, developed by the Sumerians in Mesopotamia. These early records were primarily economic in nature, but evolved to include myths, hymns, and historical records like the Epic of Gilgamesh. Ancient Egypt and hieroglyphics. Egyptian hieroglyphics were used for both religious and administrative purposes. Records like the Palermo stone and temple inscriptions provide insights into the lives of pharaohs and the events of their reigns. 2. Early historiography in ancient civilizations. Historiography began to take a more systematic form in ancient civilizations as scribes and scholars sought to record historical events with an element of analysis. Greece, Herodotus and Thucydides, 5th century BCE. Herodotus, known as the father of history, wrote the Histories, which detailed the Greco-Persian wars and explored various cultures. His work, while rich in detail, included myths and oral accounts. Thucydides took a different approach in his work. History of the Peloponnesian War, emphasizing a more rigorous, fact-based methodology and avoiding supernatural explanations, laying the groundwork for modern historical writing. China, Sima Qian, circa 145 to 86 BCE. In China, Shiji, or Records of the Grand Historian, by Sima Qian, provided a comprehensive history of China from its mythical beginnings to his own time. Sima Qian's work established a template for Chinese historiography that emphasized moral lessons and Confucian ideals. 3. Historiography in the Middle Ages. The Middle Ages saw historical writing influenced heavily by religion and ideology, focusing on divine providence and moral instruction. Christian and Islamic historiography. Western Europe. Historical writing was dominated by Christian monks and scholars like Bede, whose Ecclesiastical History of the English People was both a historical and theological text. Chronicles were the primary format, often intertwining religious interpretations with the recounting of events. Islamic world. Historians like Al-Tabari wrote comprehensive annals, such as History of the Prophets and Kings, which combined religious insights with historical records. The Islamic Golden Age also saw the development of critical methods, with scholars like Ibn Khaldun pioneering approaches to historiography in his Muqaddimah, which analyzed society and history through a sociological lens. 4. Renaissance and the rise of modern historiography. The Renaissance, 14th to 17th centuries, brought a revival of interest in classical antiquity and a push for more secular and evidence-based historical writing. Humanism and the critical study of sources. Scholars like Francesco Petrarch and Lorenzo Valla began to emphasize the importance of primary sources and textual criticism, laying the foundation for modern historiography, and shift to secular history. Historians began to move away from purely religious narratives. Niccolò Machiavelli's The Prince and the Discourses explored historical events from a political perspective, emphasizing human agency over divine intervention. 5. The Enlightenment and scientific history. The 18th century brought about the Enlightenment, which further influenced historiography by promoting reason, empirical evidence, and critical analysis. Voltaire and philosophical history. Voltaire's approach to history, focusing on the cultural, economic, and social dimensions, marked a shift from chronicle-like annals to analytical history. Edward Gibbon. His seminal work, The History of the Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire, incorporated a critical examination of sources and is noted for its narrative style and deep analysis of historical causation. 6. 19th century. The birth of professional historiography. The 19th century saw history become a professional academic discipline. Leopold von Ranke, 1795 to 1886. Often regarded as the father of modern historiography, Ranke emphasized using primary sources and advocated for an objective approach to history with his dictum of showing how it really was, wie es eigentlich gewesen. This period also saw the development of historical seminars and the training of professional historians, nationalism, and historiography. The 19th century also witnessed history being used to promote national identity, with various historians writing histories that celebrated their own nation's pasts. 7. 20th century developments. The 20th century introduced new methodologies and challenged earlier notions of objectivity. Dati. Analyse School. Founded in France by Marc Bloch and Lucien Febvre, this movement focused on total history, integrating social sciences like sociology and geography into historical analysis. The school shifted the focus from great men and events to the structures and long-term trends that shape history. Marxist historiography. Karl Marx's ideas influenced historians to analyze history through the lens of economic systems and class struggle. Works by historians like E.P. Thompson, The Making of the English Working Class, focused on the experiences of the lower classes. Postmodern and revisionist historiography. The latter part of the 20th century saw a challenge to the idea of objective history. Historians like Hayden White argued that historical narratives are shaped by the historian's own perspective and biases. This period also saw an increase in history from below, emphasizing the experiences of marginalized groups. 8. Historiography in the 21st century. Contemporary historiography is marked by a plurality of perspectives and interdisciplinary approaches. A global history. Historians are increasingly looking at history from a global perspective, analyzing interconnectedness and transnational influences rather than focusing solely on national or regional narratives. Digital and public history. The advent of the Internet and digital tools has transformed how history is researched, presented, and consumed. Online archives, digital mapping, and interactive history projects have made history more accessible to the public. Diverse voices. Modern historiography emphasizes inclusivity, bringing attention to previously underrepresented or overlooked groups such as women, indigenous populations, and non-Western societies. Conclusion. The study and writing of history have evolved from simple records of events to complex analyses incorporating a range of methodologies and perspectives. From the early scribes of ancient Mesopotamia to today's digital historians, historiography continues to adapt, reflecting changes in society, culture, and the tools available for researching and disseminating historical knowledge.
Thank you for watching. Share the video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Check out other series including 10-minute synopses or complete audiobooks on Hennessy Hendo on YouTube. Literally check out my library. Become a literary master like Hendo. Share the wealth. Spread the good word.